Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to CT Grows. So tonight, just got done taking a trip back from the spring. Our local spring gives fresh spring water, as I do not give my plants tap water, and I don't really know too much about reverse osmosis, so I just do the spring water, and that's that. So tonight we're going to be covering the nutrients from my different plants. These are all advanced nutrients. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not expensive, but it isn't cheap either at the same time. It does add up. What you're seeing on the table in front of you is well over $300 in nutrients alone, and most of them are for cocoa specifically and are cocoa safe. So let's get into this. I just mixed up a reservoir for the 3 autoflower girls. And we have Sensi Coco Grow A and B and Sensi Bloom A and B. As I am finished with these, we will be putting them away. So on the side of each, I'm sorry if y'all can't see that, boom, on the side of each bottle, they give you the directions, right? I was always told, and everybody who's ever used advanced nutrients or pretty much any other fertilizer, etc., newts as we call them, tells you to cut that in half. I've tried using the full amount that they've said. So for this 6-liter thing right here, it would be 4 liters per liter, and that would be 24 milliliters. So I noticed a little bit of nutrient burn on my plants, so I cut it in half, and we are back to being right where we want them. So as I am done, I will put these away. So this is for the grow phase, 100% for the grow phase, as well as these 3. Each one does something different. Beneficial bacterial root zone expander and colonizer. Piranha has your fish meal and good stuff. C, beneficial fungi for superior root hair production. Nutrient intake or uptake, plant and bud development, but it has fish meal and stuff like that in it. Beneficial microbes for fatter roots, healthier plants, bigger buds, right? Rule of thumb. So we'll get rid of these as we go. I apologize for the mess. I am in the process of cleaning everything up outside. Oh yes, because I grow in coco coir, and coco coir tends to take a majority of the calcium and magnesium that the plants need away from the plant. You need to supplement the CalMag. So what I did was bought this, and I bought this because honestly it was most recommended online, but Advanced Nutrients also makes a CalMag Plus that has kelp meal and all types of great things in it, and that I will be ordering and using eventually, but I don't believe in wasting, so I will use this. And honestly, like, I haven't had a single problem. I have followed the feed chart to a T. I used the higher end because I found that all of my strains have been CalMag hungry. And so bear in mind, if you are growing in coco coir as I am, you're going to want CalMag because the coco coir will take that away from your plants. Moving on. Vitamin B52. B52, B vitamin, stalk, stem, and bud strengthener. So what you're going to use this in your grow phase and your bloom phase as well. But it's during every week of the grow phase. I'm sorry for my speech tonight. And 2 milliliters per liter during weeks 3 through 6 of the bloom phase. Again, I cut all that in half. Let me put this out there just in case. I am in no way sponsored by Advanced Nutrients. Maybe one day, but as of today, it is a no-go. So you're going to want to use that as well. Just, it helps. Now, the rest of this is, well, Nirvana as well in the grow phase. I'm sorry, because this has a whole bunch of good stuff. Alfalfa meal, kelp meal, potassium hydroxide, potassium sulfate, volcanic ash. So all good things for your plant. It's going to be used during the grow phase as well as the bloom phase. It's 2 milliliters per liter during every week of the grow and 2 milliliters per liter during weeks 3 through 6 of the bloom phase. Again, I cut that in half. And we are entering into all of the bloom nutrients. So right now my plants 3 of my autos are completely in bloom. I'll give you an update on them tomorrow when we have light and you can more appreciate the buds. So I have been giving it this bloom A and B. It is a 2-part and it does help with the pHing of the water. As you see, it's pH perfect technology. Yeah, right here. I'm sorry. I'm making sure okay. So yes, pH perfect technology. It is a 2-part. In order to get the benefits, you do want part A and B. So I made mine, and it's the same thing, 4 milliliters per liter. Cut that in half. Oh, for anybody wondering, you can actually go and download the Advanced Nutrients app, and it is a calculator, and it will calculate your newts for you, and you can choose to use what they're telling you, the amounts, or you can choose to chop it in half, which I highly recommend. Rhino skin is a must. It is a stalk stiffener. And here's the thing about your cannabis plants, right? They can somehow tell the amount of weight that they're able to handle. So if their stem itself is skinny and like flabby, and the stalks and all the branches are not thick and like strong, then it's going to sense that, and you're not going to get as much weight come harvest time, right? The point of this is for medicine or however else you're doing yours for. Why? But the point that we're all trying to get is, of course, more weight in the harvest. So your plants are going to know what they can and can't handle. This right here helps the stalk stiffen up during the bloom phase so that the plant thinks and knows that it can handle more, hence more weight. All good stuffs. Good stuffs. I have doubles of almost everything except the ones I really need. And Sensi powerfully cleans roots and root zone debris, which is always good. Clean roots, healthy plants, good nutrient uptake and intake. And this is all coco safe. I wouldn't be using this with the coco if it wasn't. So you can, this right here, I can tell you, this is bud candy. It helps the plants become more resonated and terpene profile increaser. Terpenes are the smell, and you would like that, and the taste and the stickiness. I'm just trying to make sure you guys have time to read all this good stuff if you do choose to. Big bud is going to make your buds bigger, your nugs fatter, etc. Puts the big in your bud. All right, this is specifically derived. They have, by the way, they do have an organics line. They do have a coco line. They do have the soil line. That's the connoisseur. I'll get into that in a minute because you don't want to just jump right into connoisseur. They also have a connoisseur for the coco and for the organics. If you want to grow completely organics, they do have an entire line of everything I just showed you pretty much, but for organics. I am using coco, and so I want to be like with the coco nutrients for the optimal outcome, if you will. This will make your buds bigger and heftier, and I can promise you it has been working. I've ran an experiment. Every one of my autos, I've grown another one alongside them without the newts, and just the results is insane. Bud igniter for the first 2 weeks of bloom. Faster flips. I don't know what the flips part is, if I'm being honest with you. 2 milliliters during the first 2 weeks of the bloom phase. We have already reached that, as I am in week 3. Alright, I'm sure you guys can all see that. I want to give mine's compost teas, okay? So the reason I got this is because it is so concentrated. You have to like cut it with water. It is completely a full, everything you would get in a compost tea is what you're getting in this. And it is coco safe, as you can see. Coco mixed daily. All this is what you would get in your compost tea. Alfalfa meal, earthworm castings, fish protein, hydrosylate, kelp extract, phosphoric acid, potassium hydroxide, potassium sulfate, rock phosphate, soy protein hydrosylate. Okay, it says use this every week. During the bloom phase. All weeks of the bloom phase. And so that is what I will be adding into mine. And yes, so I told you I would get into the connoisseur. So the connoisseur line is there for master growers. And I know we would all like to think we're master growers, but truly, all pride aside, because we're talking real now. Until you get your growing environment done, like down packed, until you get a couple of harvests under your belt with the advanced nutrients lineup and get used to what you're doing with them, I do not recommend using this, okay? The results are immaculate. My Oogie Boogie in the 50-gallon pot is the youngest plant, right? But it is by far the biggest. Now, biggest doesn't always mean better, but you know, in time we shall see. So I ordered this, and I do have to get the bloom phase, but we're nowhere near the bloom. This stuff is powerful. And it already tells you if you're a top-notch grower, praised by customers and friends, then you've already maxed out your potential of your current feeding program. And if, after all that success, you still want even more yield, which of course we do, then Advanced Nutrients, Flagships, pH Perfect, Connoisseur Grow is for you. No expense has been spared, sourcing the most potent, powerful ingredients, etc., etc. Take time, read this all you'd like. So I am going to be getting the coco connoisseurs, both A and B Grow and A and B Bloom, just to see the difference. Thus far, I am happy with my results. Like I said, in the daytime, we will give you in the morning an update on all of the grows, including I've only had one plant being fed with the connoisseur so far, and you will see the difference. I am starting a second one because I only have 2 plants right now that are being grown in soil. The other 20 something, close to 30 plants are all being grown in coco. Even the seedlings are in peat moss and coco. And I just ordered 2 more big 60-pound bales of the Pro Mix HP coco coir. Right? So thank you everybody for watching. I hope this was in some way informative and helpful. If you want me to go into more detail about the benefits of each nutrient and how it benefits your plant, I can do that. If you don't want to hear me talk about this stuff, you can always go on advancednutrients.com, download inside I have Android, it's called Bud Labs, the app, and go from there. It has a calculating for your nutrients. It also has a feeding schedule and a chart, and it's just amazing. And it also lists every single product that they have and the description, so you can always just scroll through that. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I will bid you farewell and a good night. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them. You never know how it can change their day. And as always, happy growing, happy cultivating, and happy high.